I have breaking news that's coming in on top of India first, and this is breaking news that's coming in from the United States of America. Washington, D.C. has effectively acknowledged what Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government has repeatedly been saying. India has stressed that India's agriculture sector remains protected. India has repeatedly said that. In fact, U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer said there is now an understanding on reducing India's technical non-tariff barriers, including recognition of US standards. But the US Trade Representative also very clearly has said India is maintaining some protection around agricultural goods, a key point amidst the opposition here in India claiming that farmer interest had been compromised, or words to that effect by Leader of Opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi. But here's a clarification that's coming from the United States of America. Of course, Union Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal very emphatically, he said there is no question of compromising interests of Indian farmers and Indian dairy. But there's a clarification that's also now coming from the United States of America, especially in the wake of what Agriculture Secretary of the United States, took to social media platform X to say that American farmers will get greater access to Indian markets. So the US Trade Representative Greer, he went on to add that India's industrial goods tariff will now go down to 0 from 13.5%, and that India has agreed to reduce tariffs on US exports to India. And this actually lines up with the Union Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal insisting that Indian agriculture and Indian dairy, India's farmers are being safeguarded, they are being protected. Piyush Goyal stressed that key sectors, very sensitive sectors, agriculture and dairy, are being safeguarded in the agreement, and he countered the opposition claims that farmers' interests had been compromised. Piyush Goyal had earlier today said, and I quote, "The Prime Minister has protected both the agriculture and the dairy, just as he saved India from RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, where he said that the Congress party was ready to push India in 2012-13. He then hit out at Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party. He said that ensured that the Narendra Modi government had ensured that the agriculture sector and the dairy sector in the US deal are being protected in the India-US trade deal that is being negotiated." Listen in.
मोदी जी ने हमेशा एग्रीकल्चर और डेयरी इन दोनों सेक्टर्स को संभाला है, उनके हितों को संभाला है, और इस क्षेत्र में लोगों को उज्जवल भविष्य मिले और मौके मिले, आमदनी बढ़े, उसके लिए लगातार काम किया है। कभी उनके साथ, उनके हितों के साथ समझौता माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने नहीं होने दिया, और मुझे खुशी है कि पूरा देश इस बात को समझता है, इस बात का उनको आकलन है। और यूएस ट्रेड डील में भी भारत के जो सेंसिटिव सेक्टर्स हैं, एग्रीकल्चर को लेके, डेयरी को लेके, उनको संरक्षित किया गया है।
I quickly now want to cut across to India Today's Chetan Bhutani, Business Today. Chetan Bhutani, who gets us more on the story. Chetan, bring us details of the clarification that's coming from the US Trade Representative, and especially is this in the wake of what US Agriculture Secretary had tweeted or put on social media platform X about getting greater access to Indian markets?
Well, absolutely, Gaurav. The devil lies in the detail here, and two big developments have now happened officially. With Greer mentioning about the standards and the non-tariff barriers, this is a big breakthrough here in which India has agreed to recognize US technical standards, which really means the US gets India gets faster market access for American products. India would actually bring down its certification roadblocks and red tapeism issues, and it would be easier for US products to officially enter India, especially in the segment of US medical devices, electronics, industry machinery, and auto components. Second, Gaurav, the biggest development here is of course on India's average industrial tariffs going from around 13 to 14% to 0 for US goods, which really means that's a big win for US exporters, and that actually makes a structural shift to shifting to manufacturing in India, and of course India getting more US products. However, the red line of course is here that India wants to protect its dairy and farm sector, in which New Delhi has clearly drawn the line, and it has been confirmed by the USTR Jameson Greer. Lastly, it's a shift towards what America wants, that the supply chains should move from China to India. That's why they are drawing the line on procuring more American goods, be it aircrafts, be it electronics. They want American goods to come to India and completely avoid Russia and China. So that's a clear development that the Washington wants India to be the base of supply chain globally.
Very interesting. Be the base of supply chain globally. Does that also mean more manufacturing in India, more high-end technology coming to India? Chetan, keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more.